Honestly,
close in skill.
it's really unfair to put Liquid on a list and not put Falcons. So I could buy Liquid. Fuck you and fuck you this Valhalla win. You just won because we weren't there. Get Falcons on this list, please.
There we go.
Yeah, get Tundra Spirit Falcons.
All right, everybody. Our guest today has spent his time coaching, blogging, and getting married. He coached teams like Midas Club, Hakori, and B8 before making his move out of South America to coach Nouns during TI12. He's made his way all through Europe to coach Paravision, winning ESL Bangkok shortly after their formation, and continuing to place high throughout 2025. Please welcome Astini to the show.
Hi, hello. Glad to be here.
Oh yeah, dude. It's gonna be a great time. Dude, so you told me a little bit. How is your Pudge gameplay? How confident are you for this?
I'm terrible with this hero. I don't remember last time I played with him. It was like level 1 on my Dota Plus thing.
Oh shit, only level 1? That's not a lot. Hopefully,
yeah, I'm kind of like a hater of the hero.
You're a hater of the hero? See, we're not gonna see that hero picked up during Fissure. You guys aren't gonna pick it.
I'm hater, like, to play against it and to play it. But if it's someone else and I'm watching them play and destroy the enemy, why not?
Okay.
And honestly, I think like I had really good Pudge players in my teams. Like with Kataomi, he was really good with Pudge.
True.
And now 9class is also a really good Pudge player.
Yeah. It's weird. It seems like it definitely like it has its core moments, but it's very rare that anybody ever even wants to try it as a support now.
Yeah. Now it feels like core, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, which also I coached Watson. He was also really good. Pudge carry. Yes. It's just because like I'm thinking on hooking because of this game. Oh, I need to choose the facet. Which one is good? Duration.
You are against me, by the way. I forgot to mention that. So you're gonna be getting bullied today. First question I ask all my guests: do you think that the DPC should be rebooted?
Not really.
Ooh.
Not really.
You're the first one actually who said no. Why is that?
Because I like the idea of Valve using their time to make the game better, and they shouldn't worry with anything else besides making the game better.
Okay.
Maybe TI. I do love TI, but like DPC was just like kind of a waste of time for everyone.
Ooh. So you think that now without the DPC, Valve has had more time to like maybe focus on game updates?
Yes. Even if they were kind of hands off, I still think like they needed to care a bit more, and like now they leave more space and time for the ones that really want to organize tournaments. Like Valve is not a company made to organize tournaments. They're a game developer.
So it's kind of like the difference between, you know, I have some people who want to control the supply chain, right? To control every part of their business. Now Valve is able to focus on like the things that they do really well, and ESL can focus on things they do really well. It's kind of your opinion on it. Should somebody else do a DPC then? Or do you think it should just purely be tournament style?
I like as it is now, but I think like local companies, they should start making the scene grow on its own countries. You know, like maybe like a Brazilian company should do Dota 2 tournaments in Brazil. A company in US do something in the US. A company in Germany, something in Germany, blah, blah, blah.
That's interesting, because you had actually said, it was a really old interview. I'm not trying to get this as a gotcha, but you had actually said that you didn't even want to see people try to get a minor tournament going in Brazil because you just didn't see how it could be profitable. It could potentially just actually harm the scene if it were to get done. But now, especially seeing how the Lima major went, do you think that a Brazilian, even like major, would work out really well?
Oh no, it would go terrible. It's like it would be a dog shit idea to do like minor or major in Brazil. What I'm saying is like do like a Brazilian league between Brazilian teams, Brazilian players, and like actually nurture like tier 3 scene. But no, like hosting a LAN event in Brazil, it's doesn't work. But like hosting, like let's say you start like hosting online tournaments just for Brazilian players. You start like getting players from other games. They will be more interested into watching those and playing. Because like Brazil is such a huge country. Like let's say our League of Legends scene here is like half the size of entire Dota 2 scene in the world, something like this. So you have potential on those like huge countries to have like a regional league. So that's why like I think this could be something like DPC, because people say they would like to see DPC. It's like they want to see like a way to have like this DPC Division 2 teams have like a way of making a living, which is like charity that the TOs were doing.
Yeah.
But you don't need this to be done as charity. It doesn't make sense. You need actually to do on a profitable way, and you can actually do by having like leagues that they are played within the country.
I see. So it's kind of like this, like DPC was obviously very good for those tier 3. So you think that like for tier 1, tier 2, the tournament format right now is great, but in order to nurture that extra tier 3 scene, it should be something like maybe a Midas Club in-house league or something more official like that.
I think DPC was just good for match fixers. It was terrible.
Oh shit! I
don't
mean,
know. What's the point of like keeping making a living on Division 2? Like, oh, I'm gonna stay here forever. It should be like something like, sure, you wanna try to be a pro, you get like 6 months, 1 year of like actually earning something so you can keep grinding, but like staying like as Division 2 team forever is like match fixing hobby, you know, like I don't know.
I see. No, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. And especially with the stuff that's coming out now, even in North America specifically, I'm seeing a lot of it where they're just like allegations all over of these guys that I watched so many games of. I had a lot of respect for that. Unfortunately, the match fixing was quite prevalent, I guess, the whole time.
Yeah.
I see. Well, you coached in South America for most of like everything until you joined C-Dub for a brief stint. What was the motivation for you leaving South America to coach NA at that time?
What actually happened is I was at Pari, and then I left with the idea of doing Brazilian Dream Team. It was a mistake. And then like at TI, I had no team because it didn't work well, this Brazilian Dream Team idea.
Yeah.
And then like this guy at C-Dub, like Timbits, he liked the SA guys, Brazilian guys.
Yeah.
And then he heard about me and he's like, hey, I have a team, do you want to coach? And I did the thing that I talked about before the interview, that I said like,
yeah,
you have to know, why not go for the humiliation, right? Like, no way I'm gonna qualify. Why I don't also like use the opportunity to get humiliated, and that's what I did.
I would say that like you did a lot of great things.
You know, there's the 0.001% of winning. I'm gonna try. You know, like you have to know, go for the yes.
I think you definitely went for it, because I feel like that C-Dub team did not have players that were super well known, right? I mean, I believe DK was still on that team. It's not exactly like the easiest win, but I still think you made that roster like improve a lot while you were there.
Yeah. Maybe.
I was very happy. I was very happy to see it, because obviously like C-Dub was kind of like Midas Club. C-Dub was its own league, and then Timbit started like kind of ramping it up and making it an actual like team scenario. So yeah, I don't know, it was kind of the same thing as Midas Club. Maybe another reason why it felt like you would be pretty good at it. So again, it always feels like you're elevating the teams that you coach. But Paravision is the first team in like a long time that you've actually managed to stay for more than a year coaching. What's different about Pari that you've been able to stay for so long?
But this, just to make clear, is like I wasn't like jumping from one roster to another.
Yeah.
It's actually like I actually stayed a long time with same team, but the things like when we didn't have any like sponsor or organization in Brazil, I would use the Midas Club tag, which like I created.
Oh yeah.
And this would at least like help us have some sponsors. But then eventually we would have success, and then an organization would make an offer for us. Then we would just go to this organization. So maybe you see like, oh, I go like from Midas Club to Furia, from Furia to Avant, from Avant to Midas Club, and it's literally like same lineup, getting different sponsors.
Yeah. No, I think it's more like since jumping to the North America and onside, you hadn't really like C-Dub didn't stay for a long time. Now it's obviously like that one was an unfortunate scenario that you had to leave it out. But like this is the first, Paravision I believe is the first one that you've stayed with for a long time since leaving that initial SA stint.
Yeah, like now it was almost 1 year.
Almost,
like
you almost had it.
But Pari, it wasn't 1 year. You're jinxing it. It wasn't 1 year yet.
Come on, is it not 1 year yet?
No, it's because it was Entity, then Cloud9. Then that's also the thing. It's like kind of like same core of players, but it went from Entity to Cloud9 to Pari.
Okay. So you still, it was largely still same roster then with the Entity, Pari, Cloud9 stuff. Do you think you contribute more to a team with like the mental and emotional health, or with like the skill or drafting aspect?
Skill and drafting. For sure.
Oh, okay.
But I'm learning lately how to do the other part. I think it was kind of a flaw that I just thought like, oh, I just need to get them to play good by teaching them Dota, but it don't play good if you're not on good mindset. So
yeah,
I'm putting more effort into learning how to be a better coach on like atmosphere and like giving the team confidence and keeping a good environment.
I'm actually a little surprised you said
you
that.
won't see the things that I do inside Dota because I will not say to you which of them are, because then I'm giving away your advantage.
You don't have to give us the secret
sauce.
sauce.
Judge like what a coach is doing, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't see his work. I mean, you see the drafting and you think like, oh, so that's what the coach did this entire week. He clicked buttons on the draft. It doesn't really work like this.
Yeah. No, I'm a little surprised because it feels like a lot of your interviews are constantly about like how much you want to help the mental of your team, and you talk about how like it's not always about being getting results at TI. It's about getting better as a team and like respecting each other throughout the whole thing. I'm a little surprised that you would say you're still mostly helping out in terms of like draft and skill wise.
Yeah, I'd say like it's also because all those interviews they're taking in between series or after series, and like during a series you cannot learn. I mean, you can actually learn things, but you shouldn't be looking at like I'm going to the series like to improve my Dota 2 skill in between. Basically, like most of my work during a series should be like the guys, they need to be on their best mindset to perform the best, right?
Okay.
Like let's say in a boot camp, I'm not like there to make them feel good. I'm there to learn and improve our gameplay, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's true. You even said that like you work better with managers who are typically like maybe happy-go-lucky or just very positive, because sometimes whenever you're trying to help the team improve, it sometimes comes off a little bit negative.
Yeah, so that's what I'm working at right now. That's, as I said, like,
oh, okay, so that's the big one.
Be like on a better like mood, better yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, sometimes it comes down to like coaching styles. I know as somebody who played a lot of traditional American sports, sometimes like every coach that you get is kind of hard and can come off like really harsh. And I feel like so many times adults will just tell you like they're just trying to help you out, that's how they're getting you to be better. You should still listen to them. I never really thought of it as a negative thing until I guess kind of got more emotionally intelligent as time went on. It was like, oh, you shouldn't just tell me that I'm bad or that this was awful and I let people down. Like, let's just focus on how to improve it. Yeah. It's hard. It's like two different eras of coaching. If we had Dota coaches all the way back in 1980 or something, I feel like some very harsh things would be said to teams after they lose a series.
Yeah, there's no point in saying like harsh things. That's not how they will improve.
Right? Yeah. It's taken a long time for us to realize that in terms of coaching kids in sports.
Yeah.
Okay, so I watched the wedding video you have in your Instagram. That shit looked hype. All right, you guys had like live band, insane venue, tons of people at it. It looked like the dream wedding. Did it feel that way?
Yeah, it was amazing time. Yeah, we had an amazing time there, and all like the people we invited, they also had like I'll not say good feedback, because feedback sounds like a business thing, like good, like
yeah.
They
well, it
always
also
talk
feels like
about
good
this
feedback for the next one,
Yeah, but like it's like they all talked really well, like that they had a lot of fun. That it was like a great event.
Yeah. Were you involved in a lot of the planning for it?
Yes, I choose the bride. And she chose everything else.
That's amazing. I can't believe I never said that to people during my wedding. That's awesome. I mean, so speaking of her, actually, how long have you guys been together?
Since 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty long time. Did you ever feel like Dota kind of like put strain on the relationship at any point?
I think just met her because I failed at Dota. So thanks God I failed at Dota, and thanks God like some people in Brazil really tried hard to backstab me, which made me not be on the Singapore TI at all.
Okay.
Which made me have like a 1.5 month like free from Dota 2, and I had like a social life, and that's when I met her.
Interesting. So, wow. So some rough stuff behind the scene kind of led you to that. And did she, at that point that you guys met, did she know that you wanted to like still stay in Dota? Because I know you also had the IT degree. Were you thinking about going back into IT after you met her?
No, never.
Oh, okay. You were always like, Dota was always going to be the goal at the end, no matter what.
Yeah, because I was like a lunatic that believed that I could actually win a tournament, tier 1 tournament.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm not a lunatic anymore because I won. But at that time I was like a lunatic.
I mean, you were very proud of the ESL 1 Bangkok win. I mean, you immediately put that in your Twitter bio, the ESL 1 Bangkok champion. I can't blame you. I would do the same shit.
No, I actually put this in this recently because of the league discussion. So the league guys will look and be like, holy shit, there's a Brazilian guy winning things. I want to steal the player base from league.
So you released a video, I believe just yesterday, talking about how league in Brazil is dead. And I won't go into too much of the video because people should watch it, but do you think there is a real world where a lot of these league players are going to be able to come into Dota instead?
It is, it's happening. It's literally happening.
Nice,
like,
okay.
If you like, there's actually like a Reddit for Dota 2 in Brazil, which I learned this recently. It's like goes down.
Okay.
But this goes down now, like every day there's a new post. Hey, I'm installing this game. I come from League. Anyone to play with me? Like literally every day it's happening.
Good lord.
And when I posted like that, I see like leagues kind of like going the wrong route. I see a lot of comments of people. Yeah, I just installed Dota 2. Yeah, I started like 2 months ago. So it's insane that actually like people are like stalling this 15-year-old game right now.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people are gonna get reported for Smurf then. Like I played in a lot of amateur leagues where league players will come in to play with their friends. We have a few actually like semi-pro league players in our friend groups, so like they'll constantly bring some of those guys over, and constantly it's like a Crusader guy with like, you know, maybe 200 games who's starting to get a huge win rate, because at the end of the day a lot of the mechanics between League and Dota are similar. Really, as long as you're able to learn like 10 heroes, you're actually gonna do pretty well in your pubs to start out.
Yeah, there's the guy with like most wins in like Brazilian championships, or I don't know if he's anymore, but had like 5 wins, like 5 years that he won the league championship in Brazil. He's immortal in Dota 2, and I guess it took him like 700 matches, something like this.
Damn.
But he was also pro at Dota 1. The
Oh, okay. So is that part when you talk about your insane dream or something? Is that part of it? Maybe getting like some league players coming over, them learning the game, and like that's maybe the avenue back in for Brazil esports and Dota?
Yes, because like I'd say like half of the really influent people in esports in Brazil, they began at Dota. So they just want a good reason to invest in Dota. That's the thing. So like for example, Fallen, he loves Dota too.
Okay.
His family, like they have like a business like Fallen Store where they and Fallen Gear, they do like their own gear and they sell things, and like they always try to sponsor Dota 2 initiatives in Brazil just for the sake of loving the game, because I'll be honest, I know them well, so I know like Fallen's brother well, and he does just because he loves the game, because it's not profitable. Like, he does for Dota 2, you know? Like the store and the gears and like everything's like so profitable, and but then when it comes like to sponsoring events, it's just like, I love this game. I want to do something for this game.
That's great. I mean, that's the kind of organizers that really like beyond the summit type, where like they aren't necessarily turning a profit all the time, but they do love seeing everybody, they love being a part of something big like Dota 2 tournaments.
Yeah, and there's like, they're really huge streamers. There's a guy from Free Fire, I would guess has something like 5 million followers on Instagram.
Jesus.
El Gato, he loves Dota 2. There is Alanzoka. I think Alanzoka might be like, I don't know, top 30 worldwide Twitch streamer. Let me check.
Okay. Did you get some free time now that you're able to look?
He has 7.6 million Twitch subscribers.
Jesus. That is
this guy, the problem is like some other guys, they will not talk openly that they play Dota, and like because of being sponsored by other thing, you know, like having this contract with Riot, blah blah blah. But this guy, he's just streamer, and he streams Dota 2 sometimes for 7 million people. Like not saying 7 million people like current concurrent viewers, but like total followers, and like it's fun. I have a friend from like I don't know, 10 years old, like early school time. And this guy, he played Dota 1, a bit of Dota 2, and then he randomly drops me a message like, hey, I just bought a new PC to play Dota 2.
Damn!
Tell me when you can play. And I'm like, who the fuck buys a computer to play Dota 2? Like, are you nuts? You know, because like, oh, I had like just a notebook to work, blah, blah, blah. I bought a gaming PC because of Dota 2. I want to play Dota 2. I'm like, bro, are you crazy? Please tell me. What made you do this insane decision?
Right?
It's like, oh, I was watching this Alanzoka guy. I always watch him. He's playing the game, and I got so excited that I want to play the game again. And I realized I don't want to play on a notebook. I want to like have a decent computer. So
that's awesome.
And,
I mean,
and those are the type of guys that they can come back to Dota. It's like not. I'd say like 90% are not the guys that are like young and can be a pro, but they are the guys that are like 30 years old or 35, and they maybe even have a kid.
Yeah.
But they have like enough purchase power to see like, oh, there's this game, I'm just gonna buy a PC, you know, because like, because they are old enough to have a good job, a stable life.
Yeah.
But I think we need a mix, you know, we need a mix of those guys coming back, which is happening, but we need a mix of like the young talents.
Yeah.
Understanding that they can actually be a pro and get some money in Dota 2, and then like this new generation can like represent us at tournaments. That's what I also want to happen, which is the hardest part, because the other one is actually happening. Like the old school guys, just for fun, like they're watching some tournaments and.
No, I mean that's pretty important, especially for quals, right? Like in qualifiers, sometimes it feels rough, especially in regions that don't have as many players in them. Like if you don't have the veterans coming back to play qual, sometimes it feels kind of empty whenever you go through it, and there's like not a whole lot of teams that can really be competitive. Like the veteran is like it really means a lot to the scene. And you had talked about like in your teams making them that sometimes you like to have a full squad of like newer players and not as much in the veterans, just because like sometimes the younger players are just open to new ideas. The veterans aren't really that way. But if you have people coming over from League that are veterans, you know, of another esports scene, it's all new ideas. So it doesn't matter if they're experienced or not.
Well, I can buy items.
Oh no! How much gold do you have, Astini?
4.4k.
Yeah, I've been tossing out. They added so much to this game since the last update. Oh my god. I almost went positive. Oh, that would have been great. You know, you only died 50 times. Not the worst thing in the world. Be real. That's still
the one with most deaths. I thought I was owning at the end of the game. Okay.
You did pretty well. I'd say that this is an acceptable performance, especially given our last two again. What was it? 60 some deaths for Handskin. Yeah, 63 deaths for Handskin and 44 for Otto, but Otto also didn't like play as much, so I think you're still going to be rocking a better KDA.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. Well, I still have some other questions that we didn't get to go to just yet, but it now means that you're freer to answer. You know, no more juggling. So first off, to start off with Paravision, you guys did win ESO Bangkok 1, right? Like that shit was hype, but you still actually made the jump to grab Satanic. A lot of other teams have had that sort of like make a change with one player even after success, and it's gone rough, but your team has actually done really well. Paravision is still top 3, top 4 in all these tier 1 tournaments that you've had. What's so special about Satanic?
He's a very young, talented kid. So he's like, I don't know, playing 1000 rankeds. Like all the time he's playing, he's learning new things. He has like lots of hero pool. He's very skilled, you know, very skilled. And it's good to work with him for sure.
Yeah, I mean, so do you feel like you're talking like most to him on the team, since he's maybe not as much new to Dota, but like he's still kind of forming ideas of like what is good? Like, what is a good mentality to go into these games with? And you talk constantly about like loving to kind of form ideas with these new players. Do you find yourself talking with him the most, or is it still pretty even with everybody on the team?
Yeah, it's mostly with him. I'd say like the entire team is mostly talking with him, which can be
Okay,
a bit like overwhelming to him.
I see.
It might even be like a wrong approach we had. We were like too massive, like, bro, you need to play, you need to do this, that, like, and as I said, like, he's the young star with like like so much good heroes he can play on so much styles, and we just like, but bro, you need to do this, that, and like everyone shouting at him what he needs to do. But I think it's kind of like the natural process of like someone joining a team where the other 5 have been together for some time, so we need to get him on the same page, but also like now we learning more to also hear from him, like listen more, and like so we 5 can also go a bit to him, you know.
Yeah.
I guess beginning was just like he needs to come to us, but we realized we also need to go a bit to him. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if we just won a tournament, like it doesn't mean that it needs to be all the way we were doing. Like, no, we
Yeah.
can also do the things his way a bit.
So do you think that he also is adding a lot of new ideas to your team as a squad then?
Yeah, I'll not say like ideas itself, but it's like play style and hero
Okay.
pool, and then
Yeah.
we understand what that means in the sort of ideas. Like we don't communicate so much on like, oh, I want to play by these, and this idea. It's just like I think we still have like the main idea is the same. It's just like how we gonna reach it with
Okay.
different heroes, with
Yeah.
like different timings, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that you talked a lot about was like you feel like you're really good at helping a team be disciplined, and especially whenever you're in South America, something that a lot of teams were missing was that kind of like discipline, when to make moves on the map, when to play together. Do you think that's kind of gotten easier now with Dota having this, Tormentor at 15, Wisdom Rune at 7, Roshan probably at like 20? You have all these very discrete timings now that maybe being disciplined is a little bit easier, or do you think it's even harder because of all this rigidness?
I actually think now it got a bit more difficult because everything's so new. So like,
Okay.
what is the discipline? Why should I stick to?
True.
I don't know. Like, what's the winning formula? And I think like
Okay.
the map was for so long the same way that we understood like which objectives you need to do at each time. And sure, it took a while to get like everyone on the same page, but once you were on the same page, you knew like you need to do this. You don't need like to overachieve. You don't need to be creative, Unfortunately, so it's good that they have like new map. But basically, we were at a point like the less creative you are, like the more likely you are to win because you just know what you need to do to win, right?
Yeah.
And now it got a bit different because everything's new, right?
Yeah.
The map changes enough to say that like everything's new on how you want to play.
Yeah.
Sure, you are telling me you need to fight Tormentor at 15. Do you need to? I don't know.
that's
But
fair.
it's so the objective, right? Like Valve
Yeah.
just put like this huge sign, everyone come to Tormentor minute 15, which I try to explain people that are playing ranked with. I fail to, but maybe you don't. Maybe if you are behind, you don't, or maybe you are ahead and since the other team might not do it, you don't also, and you keep getting them on the map while they think they're like free to show waves because you're doing Torm and you're not.
Yeah,
So
no, I mean, kind of like going
is it
hybrid,
a
right?
true fact that you need to go on this objective this time? I don't know. I don't know like what's the meta. Like what is the best decision? Is it really to go on the 15-minute mark?
Yeah.
Sure, it's gonna guarantee you a lot of gold and it's gonna guarantee you a shard. But that also means you're not applying pressure on the 15 minutes catapult. Maybe if you have it guaranteed, you apply pressure with 15 catapult and then you do it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying random things also to confuse all my opponents.
True.
Because I have no idea what to do. But,
I think it was a lot harder like last
as
patch
simple
too.
as yeah. So it's not as simple as people would assume, I think. Or maybe it is. And I'm making it complicated. And that's why I didn't win the last tournament. Like, you need to ask like Team Spirit and Tudra that they actually beat us.
We'll just grab everybody.
I feel actually we had good idea. It's unfair to me to say we had best idea when we lose the tournament, but it felt from me that our idea was good enough to win the tournament. It's just we kind of lost to ourselves. And when I say lost to ourselves, it's not on like a. I've seen some people like interpret this like when I say this like in Portuguese on my streams, like, oh, it's why you so arrogant, why you cannot say the team spirit was good that day, like they were fucking good, they won,
Yeah.
you know. But when I say this, it's not like I'm trying to downplay my opponent. I'm just saying like
Yeah.
I feel we understand exactly the mistakes we did, and we actually did mistakes on things that we knew before already that this was a mistake.
Okay.
So it's kind of like maybe we felt the pressure, maybe we weren't on our best on that day, and like, because it's weird when you lose like 2 games that are actually like ahead on net worth.
Yeah.
When you like we lost the game and we were still ahead on net worth.
Yeah.
This usually means you did something really wrong. It's also like props to the other team on the other side, like
Oh
they're
yeah.
twice TI winners. They're not like stupid. You know, they're really, really good at what they're doing.
Yeah.
But the feeling is like we actually knew what we had to do to be 20k ahead. And like, do you know how to close a game being 20k ahead? I think we know.
Yeah.
It's not like forcing 5v5 enemy base and using buybacks and hoping to win that fight. You just like close the enemy on the map, you extract everything from the map, and you just get over like more and more ahead in the game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Even with banners, sometimes it gets really hard because like you want to go high ground. You want to feel like we have this net worth lead. Surely we can make something happen with it. But sometimes it's boring. But like closing out the map and getting that extra 10,000 net worth or something while the enemy team is in base is still really good. That's still game winning stuff. And sometimes it's a little hard to know when to do that. So I get it. Yeah. It's difficult. So speaking of which, your team is constantly still getting, you know, first to fourth. Clearly at least a top 4 team in the league right now. Who would you say are the top 3 outside of Pari Vision? Don't consider yourself top 3 teams right now.
Tundra, Team Spirit. I saw Liquid won while I had like just now, but so it's fair to put Liquid there. But the thing is, like, last 8 times we played them, they were playing cringe.
Okay.
But now they learned, I guess, because again, they're TI winning team. There's no way that they're bad.
Oh yeah,
you know, there's no way that like it's just like they were not feeling themselves. They were not like understanding the match, or they were not on their best shape, or they didn't care as we cared.
No, I think there's definitely like 5 or 6 teams that are very close in skill.
It's really unfair to put Liquid on a list and not put Falcons. So I did goodbye Liquid. Fuck you, and fuck you this Valhalla win. You just won because we weren't there. Get Falcons on this list, please.
There we go.
Yeah, get, Tundra, Spirit, Falcons.
Yeah. I mean, Falcon seems unbeatable sometimes. The way their tri-core plays, it's genuinely like, it feels like you can flex almost any hero between all 3 of them. Like, they clearly have the playstyle, but I think also because of like how they mesh together, even drafting against them can feel like a feat in itself.
Yeah. Sometimes like I feel like I lose games to them, and then it's like the opposite of like the thing like we lost ourselves. Like I lost a game that I don't actually know exactly how to win this, because they play like so flawless, you know, like the heroes they're playing, the way they're playing, like how do I beat this? You know, you start like, what do I need to do? Do I need like to play different? Do I need to like, it's a good feeling that like I want to watch and see what I can learn with them, you know. Like they for sure understand some concept that I don't when this type of thing happen. But I also feel like they're really meta dependent team. Like if you have a patch where like Timber, Mars, Razor are OP heroes, they're doing well. If you have a, let's say, Zoo meta, they will not do that well. So they have these heroes they play, and if they are good, I mean, if they're broken, they're gonna be kind of unbeatable. If they're good, they're gonna be like a really good team. And if they're bad, they still gonna show up. Like they're for sure like
at least top 5
gonna have like decent results, but they will like drop matches to even like some low skill teams, you know. That's what I feel, because like having an offlane that is not building auras, is not like playing Zoo, is like kind of make you meta dependent, which is not like me being critical towards Amar. Him like top 3 offlaners in the world, maybe top 1 for a long time. It's like a guy full respect. It's just like the way the game is made. Like sometimes you're like this meta slave, right? And I
Yeah.
actually like the idea that they refuse to be meta slaves. They're like, I'm gonna play my heroes and I'm
Yeah.
gonna have some fun with those heroes and
Yeah.
I'm gonna prove I can win you with my carry from the offlane. And it's cool. I enjoy this approach.
Yeah.
Actually, I love this approach. I think it's the approach teams should have.
Ooh.
Because I said to you before, like when you asked off streams, you asked something like, "Oh, you won a tournament, now top 4," and I said like you cannot always win.
Yeah.
It's impossible. It's impossible. Like so, you should aim to be this like top 4 teams, so you always might win a tournament. You know, like you always achieving top 4, you might win a tournament, then you lose 2, then you win a tournament. Because what can actually happen, you can lose all tournaments. This is totally possible. That's what I
True.
achieved with Midas Club. I could lose every single tournament.
Jesus.
But winning every single tournament, it's impossible. So do you want to be this like guy that's like chasing the meta, trying to always do what people found out that's the imba thing, and you try to copy and then they have their own ideas, which I think is better. You have your own ideas and you try to make them work instead of like, oh, but people having success with this, I need to do this. Which I think we kind of do, right?
Yeah.
We change heroes, but we change heroes like on what we believe. You know,
Yeah.
we change heroes because, let's say, I don't know, we playing more for spellcaster and Valve literally like destroys the hero. Like you're not a 4 spellcaster. It's literally unplayable. So what can we do? Can we keep trying to play more 4? No. And then Ed comes with the idea like, oh, there's Night Stalker 4. Whoa, let's fucking do it. Amazing idea. And we do something new. But we're not doing Night Stalker 4 because we open Pro Tracker and we see, oh, Night Stalker is winning. We need to play Night Stalker also, you know? Because I feel like a lot of teams do this shit. It's like,
yeah.
oh, this team just won with this XYZ hero. We also
Yeah.
need to play. I don't know. I'll open like, I don't know, Valhalla finals. Let's see. Actually, we kind of play every hero here. But,
There you go.
oh, like Invoker is being played. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we need to play Invoker also. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Damn.
They're playing Invoker. Like, sure, I mean, BZM is a god with a hero. That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
they picked the hero. And I'm happy for them. You know, like that they have this strong hero with a strong player and they
Yeah.
following their instincts by playing the hero player combo. But it's not because BZM Invoker is like amazing level of Invoker that we need to start playing Invoker because
I
like
see.
it looks good on his hands. Like,
Yeah.
let's play our heroes. Like, why copy paste
I
other
see.
people's
That's
strategy?
interesting because I know that you also, I believe it was during the Cloud9 video when you guys had dropped the lower bracket. You were like, it might be worth, like, we're gonna have a long break here. Might be worth to get some pubs in. Make sure that you're keeping your hero Rolodex pretty high because we might have to go through a lot of heroes, a lot of games in lower bracket. We might have to play a lot. So, but it's not necessarily adding in more meta heroes. You just want to make sure that the heroes that they play, they're up to snuff on, right?
Yeah, it's always good to have like a plan B, C, D from the heroes you are playing, the playstyle you are achieving, and to recognize this.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you're like copying someone idea.
Okay.
Let's say like tournament we won, Bangkok. I remember like it end up with us like first picking Jaro, because it's like we realize, oh, we playing well. Like Alchemist connects early, DK connects early. What's the next hero that can do this? You know,
Yeah.
we tried Bristow, it didn't work. So like, I guess the next one is Jaro. Oh, Jaro
Okay.
worked, amazing. But it's not because like, oh, we just watched the, I don't know, lower bracket finals and someone won with Gyro. We need to play Gyro now. It's better that you find heroes that can fulfill what you believe you should be playing Dota 2 and like have like a plan B, you know. Some heroes, they don't have a plan B, you know, like, I don't know. Or we have the Veno jungle strategy. Sure, if they ban Veno, we're not going to do like Legion Commander jungle. You cannot do this. But,
right? Yeah.
But let's say, I don't know, you play with the lane dominator carry, and that's how you win in most games.
Right.
And
like,
I don't know, let's say this lane dominator carry is like Monkey.
yeah.
Cool, but what if they ban Monkey? Can you find the second hero?
Yeah.
Because that's what making you win tournaments.
Yeah. So
I'm
can you
finding the-
play Ursa then? Would be a good, like, can you do that
Yeah.
reasonably and like still make that work within your playstyle? So as you look at this like Dazzle hero right now, I swear to God, Dazzle looks like the best hero in Dota by a mile. If nobody on your team played Dazzle, would you say that like it would be worth it for someone to learn it? Or you're still like, look, if even with how good he looks, if we don't play it, I don't want us to try. We'll ban it and go next.
we it's for sure worth having a discussion if we want to play or if we
Okay.
want to counter. Like not
So it's
having
up
the
to the
discussion
team.
would be like too lazy and too cocky. It's not
Okay.
like also this extreme of like I don't know, heroes full imba. You might have a look at it, but
Okay.
by the way, we play in Dazzle. But
Oh yeah.
let's say we're probably gonna have a talk and be like, oh, which roles people playing? 5, 3, and mid. And maybe let's say no one says, not my playstyle mid. You know, like I'm not
Okay.
gonna rotate. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
jump heroes. Just an example, right? Because
Yeah.
he plays sniper amazing. He destroys and like it could
Yeah.
be like as a sniper. But just saying as an example, let's say he denies. He says like, don't like Dazzle. Don't like it. I'm like, does it make sense to draft as a 3 and a 5? And then maybe my 5 says, I don't like Dazzle. Like just backline, dog shit hero. And then my position 3 says like, oh, I love the hero. I really want to play it. And then like, sure, can we pick it and commit to the offlane?
Yeah.
Oh, we can. So how do we draft it?
I
We draft
see.
like this, and that, or no,
Yeah.
then it doesn't work because it's not a flex. And then like, but
Mm.
team, my offlane really loves the hero. Shouldn't we make an effort to also play? Oh, maybe we do, or maybe no, it doesn't work for us.
Damn.
Because I guess like we had this, for example, again like bringing back to the tournament we won, because then I think like we had like the best
Yeah.
decisions on meta is like we fully, let's say, ignored for ourselves Magnus for a long time. So we just banned Magnus every game because we realized like it wasn't really working for us
Yeah.
the way we were playing on that meta. And yeah,
That's
I
interesting.
don't know. Let me.
I would have thought that like for gamers who play like 10 pubs a day or something, it's like Dazzle, I'll play like 5 pubs and that's only like 5 hours. We can figure out if the hero's good or not. But it's interesting to see that you're holding so far and like it's team identity still. It's not necessarily whether or not a hero is good, but like we need to be people who want to play it and feel some interest in playing it still. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, I just opened our Dota buff. That's kind of the approach with Lifestealer last tournament.
Ah, okay.
We basically didn't pick, but we thought it was OP hero. But it's like, doesn't really make sense for the way we want to play the game and we see the game. But it does make a lot of sense for the enemies, for the way they play and the way they see the game. It's really OP hero on the way they're playing. But it's not because the way they play it's OP that we're going to be like, oh, so we should play like then and get this OP hero. It's just, let's remove the most OP hero of the way they play and we keep playing our way. And maybe a bit with Abaddon. But Abaddon is just like, we could play, we just didn't prio as much as other teams. And then we think, again, like, if we have this, but then people copy our Night Stalker. But let's say we had like this first pick Night Stalker that's going to destroy everyone. Why would I first pick Abaddon instead of Night Stalker? Just because other team plays Abaddon really well. And we also play, but like we have free win with Night Stalker. Why I don't grab my free win here? And I just ban Abaddon. And I don't leave the OP hero for them,
Free wins are nice. You got to find those free wins everywhere, especially with like these group stages that have, and this is actually going to transition nicely into Fissure Universe 4. So many of these group stages just go on forever. So grabbing these free wins genuinely matters a lot, since it could be the difference between, getting out in the first group stage or having a really rough matchup in the next one. So in episode 3, you guys actually dropped out in groups. Both Spirit and Falcons moved on. Do you like the changes to group stage or for Fissure Universe 4, because now it's kind of that like Swiss into another group?
Okay, let me open the Wikipedia because I don't even remember. I'll just be honest. Let me see how was the thing and how is it now?
So it was that it was like 4 groups of 4, and you were
but wait,
or 2
okay,
groups of 4.
But the other one was the LAN event.
Yeah.
And now it's the okay, because I was thinking like, what was the last Fissure online that I played? And I'm like, because now we compare like LAN event with a tournament that's gonna be online.
That's true.
Right? Let me look at how it's gonna be now. So now it's gonna be Swiss format.
Yeah, they're doing the Swiss start. So wait, a lot of ones are doing that now.
Other one, I think we were playing like best Dota I've seen a team play in my life.
Really?
We're playing so fucking good. We I don't know. I as a coach, I was frustrated because I didn't have anything to tell my team to do better after screens, you know?
Okay.
And I was like the motivational guy, you know? Like, as I said, like, oh, how can you help a team? There I was just like watching, saying, good job, guys. Amazing job. Good shit. Keep stomping everyone. Good shit. And I think like this tournament, the day we insta dropped to lower bracket, we were on a really bad day. Like 2-3 players were feeling sick. This was harsh.
Yeah.
And then we had like really good lower bracket run, right? We won 2-0 heroic, 2-0 Batmoon, 2-0 Spirit, which we lost on the upper bracket on a bad day. And then we lost to Falcons 2-0, which I think Falcons, they like had like better understanding of heroes.
Okay.
For example, like this bounty hunter.
Yeah.
And they had more discipline. They had more LAN experience. And I think they were the best team on that tournament. I just think like, with all the respect to Tundra, like I need to say this, otherwise people just take out of context.
No, that's true. Yeah. No, I'm getting the clips
like,
ready to see.
Like it's not like, oh, Tundra won the tournament and they're dog shit. It's not like this. Like they were the upper bracket team. It's the advantage they have, and they won 2-0 on the upper bracket against Falcons. But as I saw both teams playing, in my opinion, Falcons was superior team.
Okay.
But I think like this having best of 3 and best of 5 on same day is just the most bullshit thing a tournament can have. Like, I said this already like on I said on another interview that I didn't publish yet, but and then it's gonna sound like I'm like really like crybaby about this. But I'll say the same thing. My team actually got benefited from this because like we played Liquid, like we were coming from upper bracket, and I feel like Liquid, they were just like completely tired when they played against us. And I, as someone that is passionate about Dota 2, I'm talking like as a Dota 2 fan, like even like above being like a coach of Dota 2, I'm a guy that loves Dota 2. It comes like above everything, you know? And as someone that loves Dota 2 and having the understand I have about competitive Dota, I don't know, 90% of tournaments, they're just like bullshit because of those finals. Like it's so ridiculous that you have like, you have to play like a best of 3 in the morning, and then you have to play more 5 matches afterwards. And then on the most important game of the entire tournament, like some tournaments you play like 15 days, sometimes you play like 30 fucking days, like TI at Seattle.
Yeah.
And then the day that most matters, you are fucking tired. The game that you should perform your best, and someone thought it was a clever idea, because then the game is like, oh, but the team that comes to the upper bracket, they have the advantage that they're not tired. Sure, fuck you and your stupid idea. It's so stupid. It's ridiculous. Like, what's the point of having, like, when it's supposed to be, like, the pinnacle, like, the best game ever, the fucking finals, and then it's just like, sure, it's the finals, the game that most matters. So this team that comes from lower bracket, let's make them tired and let's make them play like dog shit. And then it's gonna be fun. Because it's fair. In my, like, I don't know, change like give like priority on choosing sides. It would be fair, in my opinion, for upper bracket. And this is a huge priority. It's like huge difference, in my opinion. It's fair. You have like priority over like 3 out of 5 matches. It's really game changing. But just like, oh, I want to make it better for the team that's like on upper bracket. I'll just make the other team tired. It's like, it's so ridiculous. So this is one example where I think like game 1, game 2 was so fucking amazing to watch. Game 3, it looks like Falcons are dominating till they like, their brains are off. And then I see like 3 awful Dota matches that I regret spending my time watching and giving audience to such a shit thing as the last games. Like, it's so sad because like, again, it's not about like Falcons or Thunder who's better. Like Thunder, they were playing so fucking good. Yeah. And Falcons, and they beat Falcons 2-0, right? And then I see, holy shit, Falcons, they destroyed us. I'm so hyped to see those 2 amazing teams playing each other. It's gonna be so cool to watch. And then like 2 matches are cool, and like 3 other ones, like it's like watching Midas Club play. You know, like I had enough of like my SA Division 2 matches to watch those on grand finals. So yeah, I'm really disappointed on how tournaments take this, because the guys that they hear from the outside, for sure they're gonna tell like, oh, it's their job. How come you get like, you playing for millions and you not on your best shape?
Yeah, how dare you, entitled.
After being on a fucking arena where like everything's dark and then suddenly you have all those lights flashing. It's like being on a cinema for 10 hours. Go and try to be on a cinema for 10 hours. You know, like where, you know, or like on a rave.
Yeah. So it's not
like,
even
but you're
like...
not using drugs, hopefully, you know. So try to stay there 10 fucking hours. Because also, like, in theory, you should also maybe warm up for this. So I saw this day, like, they were playing pubs at 9 a.m. and then they're playing an official that's ending, I don't know, 10 p.m.
Okay.
Something, it's just insane. Because also, it's not like the guys from outside, they think, oh, I have this match at 12. So, like, 11:55, I'm leaving my room. At 12, I sit at the computer and I just get to play, like, 3 hours of Dota, and then I just play more 5, and it's so easy. No, like, you need to show up, like, 2 hours earlier.
Yeah.
And then you need, like, to do an entrance on the stage, and then you need to be back, and then you need to go, and then you need to set up your PC, and then you need to do this, and that, and that, and that, and, like, and then probably you're gonna eat, like, some takeaway food like this, standing up, between, like, the lower bracket finals and the upper bracket, and the, like, grand finals, and that's, like... And so, you're supposed to perform your best, like, after 10 hours that you were also supposed to perform your best. Like, anyone that knows basics about, like, I don't know, neuroscience or anything related to performance, you don't need to go that far away. You cannot be in your best shape at 10 a.m. and also at 10 p.m.
True.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. So even either you're dog shit at 10 a.m. and you don't make it through, or you actually win the lower bracket finals, and then you're dog shit at the night. It's just too bad. Like, too bad.
Interesting. So I would have thought that, like, the act of playing the games themselves would have been, like, what's most nice. But you actually, like, just the bright lights. I mean, obviously, it takes a lot out of you. Even in, like, office settings now in the US, people are doing more with, like, warm lighting and making it so that, like, you're not literally losing life as you're sitting in front of these bright lights. I didn't realize they had, like, such a high impact as well on the rest of this, 8-game day.
They have. It's so annoying. It's not that easy.
Yeah.
It's not that easy. It's like, I guess people don't complain because TOs will get mad, or
right,
they'll sound like a because someone is gonna take this out of context and is just gonna say, oh, this player's a crybaby. But it's really annoying. Like, the lights are so fucking strong on you, so fucking strong, because there are cameras and they need to have, like, those flashlights on you so strong. And usually you need to have white noise, and the headsets for white noise, at least from, like, I'd say 4 out of 5 tournaments are really bad.
Okay.
I don't know exactly which one is good, so my bad. I'm saying, like, on average, it's going to be really bad.
Okay.
It gives you, like, immense headache just by wearing this thing that's, like, putting pressure in your head. Like, so your head is being, like, pressured full time, and you have this white noise where, like, I don't know, last tournament, I had to pause during draft because the white noise was so high, but also I was hearing the admins talking on my fucking headset. Like, saying,
oh no.
So it was, like, full bugged, So, like, it's not that easy, guys. You look from outside and it's like, oh, they're just chilling, like, oh, you're playing for millions, you just go there and you play a fucking Dota game. There's, like, so much now to make, like, this show, to make the entertainment work, which I understand. That's how we get money, like, amazing. I get paid to play online games. I love it. But at the end, like, at what cost? There are some insane things like this. These, like, white noise headsets, they give you so much headache. It's, oh my god, it's so much.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I would have figured that, like, I guess since you're in, right, like, at TI, that's not an issue because you're in the booths. But on other terms, that, like, you're literally sitting across from each other and there's no blocking. Like, I guess that's the only way that they're really able to figure that out. So I didn't realize that was even a thing.
I remember there was, like, the Batbundasha, that was, like, a studio.
Okay.
And, like, you're kind of close to the other team. I'd say you were, like, 10 meters away. So if you're without headset and they're without headset, teams can hit each other.
Yeah, you're just talking back. Yeah.
And you could actually decide which props to the tournament. And we decided we're going without headset because we'd rather they hear what we're going to pick than we spend this extra 15 minutes with the headset on.
Oh, shit.
The players, they were getting, like, such a massive headache that is like, please set me free at least for 15 more minutes. Like, why will I start paying for 15 extra minutes just so they don't hear what I'm gonna draft? Like, let's take the chance,
Dude, that's crazy. Your team actually was like, we would rather them hear what we're thinking than go through the white noise again.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not gonna lie, we actually had some fun also baiting, shouting some name of heroes. Like, we had some fun, like... You need to make something out of the situation. It's not like, oh, they're stealing our strategies, they're hearing everything. It's just like, sometimes you get excited, you talk a hero, it would get insta-banned, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna bait the next one. And it actually worked in one game.
Dude, that's crazy. All right. Well, I mean, it seems like with that, there's like a ton. I almost wonder then if the solution could be like going back to some sort of like on the final day, making sure that you've already played the lower bracket finals, and then on your final day you have what we used to have all-star matches that happened there, or like show matches and stuff like that, and then go into the grand finals. I think a lot of people complained about that in general just for how they were, but maybe a well-done all-star game could kind of like make it so that players aren't playing 8 games in a row on final day.
Yeah. I think it should be just grand finals on final day.
Ooh,
like, I'm pretty sure, to be honest. Because
nothing to warm up the stream? Get the viewers in?
No, I'm saying like for the team that plays the final. You can have show match. This for sure. I'm saying like as a player, because like maybe you're considering like have best of 3, long break, best of 5. It doesn't work also, you know.
Yeah.
But just have like one series. Like maybe 10 years ago, a guy thought it was a clever way to give advantage to the upper bracket team by doing this. And then people just blindly follow it like it makes sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. You don't need to make some bullshit format just to explain the fact that you want to have double elimination. Go ahead with your double elimination, but come with something else up. Come with just like give I
think the draft like you auto win the first like, 2 flips could be one, right?
Because I guess like the very first time they did, like the team from upper bracket would start 1-0, which was cringe.
Oh, I hated that.
And then they made this new thing, which it's actually extra cringe when you actually understand.
You'd rather go down 1-0.
Yeah, I mean it's also terrible. It's like the worst idea someone could have till someone had this idea of playing both matches same day. This guy wins the Nobel Prize of like bad ideas. And the second place goes to the guy that gives like 1 map advantage. It's like really, they're really fighting to see who's worse on ideas.
Worse. Okay. I mean, I guess I see how they are both like really rough, because at both times you're kind of just like hemorrhaging the team that's coming from the lower bracket, which is just awful. I only have 2 other questions. We can try to bury them out real quick. So with your team being invited or qualifying to so many tier 1 tournaments, often you talk about how like it's not necessarily that we're results oriented. We're not saying that like, oh yeah, at the end of the day we're just trying to get, you know, top 3 at TI, you know, like your goal as a team is to get better. And you've always said that like if you're getting better, those results will follow. That should be your goal. It shouldn't just be place X at this tournament. It should be getting better. So what's that difference, do you think, in your decision making with the team? What is the difference between playing to get top 1 at TI or playing to get better as a team?
I think when you have the right mindset, which is the one you mentioned, you have a better process and you enjoy the process. You enjoy every day like, you know, your goal is like, I'm going to play the game and I want to play my best. And at the end of the day, I want to see if my ideas were good enough. And if they weren't, I want to learn something. And then like, even if I lose, I'll feel it was a good day because then I learned something, right? Yeah. But if I come every day with the ideas like, I want to win today, you're going to get really frustrated.
I see.
And your losses are not going to make you learn so much. Because then you're more dealing with the emotions of losing instead of dealing with the actual fact that you can learn with the losses. And also maybe your highs are going to be too highs. What I mean with this, like you just won and you think you're the best and like, I just won. I get everything I want, you know, and then you kind of like lose track of it.
Okay.
So like maybe you played a day that you played bad and you won. And then you should feel like, today was not the best of the day, guys. Like, we didn't do our best. That's not how we want to play. And you actually can look at the replay and learn something and feel like, okay, at least we took good conclusion. Because otherwise, if you're just playing to win, sometimes you might play really bad. Other team makes mistakes, and you're like, oh, but I won. You know, like, it's such a good day. It shouldn't be like this. Yeah.
All right. Then the last question then. Are we going to meet up in Raleigh? We're going to see you there on site, ready to go?
Yes.
Let's go. All right. Thank you so much. I had one question that somebody has been looking at DM's pubs in the last few days, and this guy has just been spamming this coddle off lane. What the hell?
When you're gonna publish this? So can I don't know. When it's gonna be published?
It's true.
Are we gonna be able to use the hero? But anyway, like now people they just see what you're playing, right? You cannot.
Yeah, no, this is on his pubs. I'm not doing anything crazy.
Unless
it's
you're
just
liquid,
like he's
right?
pubbing.
Unless you're liquid and you don't play pubs. Let's not think that they smurf, right, guys? Because it's forbidden, right? Let's not think that the rules they apply different for liquid. Okay?
Exactly.
They don't play the game. They just like they are the best human beings I ever got to know. Like they're not from this world because they get not to play Dota 2. and they show up and they play so well. It's not like they're smurfing. It's not like they're smurf. Yep.
Dude, this thing, I'll be interested to see if this is a real hero because it looks like he's having fun doing it at least. 36 assists in the game has to feel good, a lot of gold. But yeah, Astini, thank you so much for joining. I am so happy that we've got to have you on, especially after you were one of my first highlights in casting. I was at ESL 1 Malaysia Quals. I got paired up with you, and you were like my first, you know, real professional co-caster for an ESL event. So it was very special to have you on today.
Thanks, man. And I feel bad for you that I was the real professional. You know? Imagine having to cast with me.
No, it was fantastic, and this was fantastic. You did very well. At least a KDA that is over 0.5, which is still a record somehow for the guests that we've had on. So thank you so much. I'll close out the stream here, and we'll see you hopefully doing very well in Fissure Universe 4. So thank you everybody for watching. We're done here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.